Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sit Down Heaux. Let me talk to you real quick here on Afrovibes TV. I am your host, Christin, and I'm here with a very amazing, wonderful, brilliant fashion designer, Mr. Raw. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm so happy to have you here at Afrovibes TV. And you guys, I want to let you know right now that I am wearing one of his shirts, and it is so cute, so comfortable, and I know it's going to be one of my favorite pieces now. Okay. I love this brand. I just learned about him. He's doing a lot on social media, and it's very, very near and dear to me because of, the artwork, the message behind it, and just all the wonderful things and all the imagery. I love colors. I love highlighting beautiful things of ancient past, other cultures, and it kind of brings it all together. I'm all about diversity and being unique. So when I saw this brand, I had to jump on the opportunity to be able to wear it and bring it to you all. And since all you hoes want to be like me anyway, to let y'all know how you can get this brand. But prior to that, I want you guys to really understand the creative process and how this brand got started. So I have to pass the mic over to this handsome young brother here so he can let you guys know all about his creative vision for his line. Now I want you guys tell the people the name of your brand.
So my name's Ra, and like I said, my name of my brand is Maktub Apparel. And the inspiration behind it is pretty much the Arabic quote, "It's written." So
I love that. That is beautiful. That's deep, man.
yeah,
And Arabic culture, Arabic language is something that is very, very old. America's a great country and everything. We love it. We have our American pride, but there's so many other nations and cultures that have been around for so much longer when America wasn't even a thought, right?
yeah.
And I always, personally with me, I always say, let's tap into our ancient knowledge, right? So it is written, okay? So it is written talking about your destiny and your life path.
hmm Pretty much like the inspiration is, I read a book called The Alchemist, like when I was in college around the time. And since then I've read it like so many different like times throughout my life. Like every time I read it, I was in a different stage of my life and I got something else from the book. So pretty much like it's just deeply rooted in that.
A great book.
It
I've
is.
read it as well. And knowledge is power. And what I be saying all the time, the problem with people now, they don't be reading no more. Reading is fundamental. You learn a whole lot of stuff. There's so much knowledge, different perspectives, and other cultures that you can learn from, and it can enhance your life, right?
Yes.
And that seems like what happened with you and your brand.
hmm
So you're able to get some ancient knowledge, learn some things, and then take those ideas and express them in a creative way in art form,
Yeah.
which I love. And I can't do that. Everyone has a special gift that God gave and the world needs to see. And like being able to take a creative idea and bring in a positive message and translate that to beautiful fashions, it's something that's very, very special. So for you personally, when you think about it is written, what does that mean to you?
Pretty much my destiny is already set out for me.
I know that's right.
And I mean, truthfully so, like it's simple. Like it's written, but nobody said it would be easy to obtain.
Mhm.
And that's what makes the difference for me. Like a lot of people want to dream and like reach their personal goal, their personal legend, but for me it's about action.
Yes, exactly. And that's a very important message as well. There's so many things in life. I like to use the idea of a delay doesn't mean a denial. There are things in life, that you're trying to obtain. We can always make it to our destiny, right? Our destiny is set. And that's the idea behind it is written. Your destiny is written, but you have to focus on your journey
Yeah.
to getting to your destiny, And if you don't mind, can you share some of the things that have happened in your life as you're coming to this journey that may have been a stop, a roadblock, something that could have maybe caused you to feel like, man, this isn't really for me?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it all started like when I transitioned out the military in 2023.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. 8 years. And once I got out, I just pretty much was like thinking of a transition, like a new me, honestly, because, you don't really get to choose when you're in the military.
Mhm.
So coming out of the military, I wanted a clear vision of who I wanted to be and who I already was. I was just trying to make sure I polished myself. You feel me?
Mhm.
So like once I got to that point, I always was the type to like wear fashion, like, but I like lax clothes. I like something I can be comfortable in, but I want something as far as like having a message on it.
Mhm.
I'm always like a quote dude. So
Yes.
for me, I just thought about it as time went on. Like I started working in San Antonio, honestly, I kind of want more for myself. And as I started wanting more for myself, I tried to think of ways how I can make that come to light. And I just felt like this was the way to go. Was the way to go. Like honestly, it's one of the vessels that I wanted to start. and I just wanted to mean something. You know, I want it to like reach the right people.
Yes, absolutely. That's beautiful. I'm a quote person too.
Yeah.
I do affirmations every morning. If you walk around my house, there's just little note cards placed everywhere. I'm lit, I'm delicious, I am beautiful, I am prosperous, no one compares to me. I love a good quote, like even the funny stuff, who gonna check me, things like that, I said what I said, and words are spells, Now I say all the time.
Thanks.
I said what I said. Who gonna check me?
You did.
My little boy might pistol whip you. I'm just saying, we a little different around here. I just said on my show and on my other show and after the pop, I said it and it had the internet going nuts because I was like, my son, he cannot tie his shoes. He's 9, but he can load a pistol. And I thought that was more important to teach my son because I could buy him Velcro.
I was just about to say that.
But if somebody gets acting a fool, you know what I'm saying, I can't be there to protect him at all times, So yeah, all the quotables are good, whether they're funny or something that people really need. I always believe that words are spelled. Even in the morning, I wake up to Wiz Khalifa. And I listen to it and I say, rich ass nigga smoking weed when I wanna every morning because words are spells and that's what I'm trying to live.
Yeah.
I want to wake up, smoke weed, and do whatever I want to do and know I got nothing but a 0 and a 0 and a comma next to it and a 0 and a 0 and a comma next to it,
Yeah.
And I believe that through words, through affirmations, even with me wearing this shirt with a beautiful message on it, I am literally helped to manifest, these things. So I'm the exact same way.
And that's how I feel. Like I feel like I wanted something as far as like I wanted to be a walking affirmation. You know what I mean?
Yes, I love that.
When I put this shit on, like it's not just because it's Gucci or Polo. Like, don't get me wrong, I fuck with those brands too. But you know what I mean? I wanted it to mean something. And I buy these type of shirts and they like throwaways sometimes. So I said like fuck it, I might as well make the shirts myself.
Exactly. Yeah. But I like that. Which I want to, maybe we need to make a shirt that says that. I want to be a walking affirmation.
Yeah.
That's a slogan right there. And we could brand that the little CC one, okay? The little Christin one. I'm a walk, because I've always felt that way. And it's so great you said that right in this moment, because I teach people manifestation. I read tarot, I make every decision based off the universe. I'm there like Venus is in my 7th house. So right now it's safe for me to come into a relationship, and I teach people these things and I've shown them, when I started doing my life like this, I got everything that I wanted. So I really do believe that I am a walking affirmation and I'm trying to put that information out into the rest of the world so everyone can be that way, so that's beautiful. And also too, with the casualness of it, it's beautiful. Like I go from crackhead in my look to like runway model. There is no in between. Okay. Like I do not. So when it's time for me to get dressed, do something a little jazzy with my friends or whatever, I am the girl with the jeans and I be doing my Pilates and I got a flat stomach with no waist trainer. So I like the crop top. Yeah. And I'm 40. Hello. So I want to show it off. So I love this. I'm telling you, every time I wear the shirt, I'm going to text you a picture and be like, I'm out kicking it with my niggas. Hey, look at the shirt, because I love it. And I'm probably going to get some more, but I'm absolutely amazed that you're a young brother. You are so versatile because you were in the military, which is like super serious. We have to look all the same, and you come out to being completely creative. Just in the artwork on your body. The way that you dress, and all this. I love that you have the Nefertiti. And what type of stone is that?
I don't want to misquote it because I'm bad at like pronouncing.
Yeah.
So I'll just say I got it from a good friend. And it means something.
Yes.
And I know it's with the right intention. So
yeah, I can't always say the names of all the stones and everything. And I'm a Taurus, and all of my birth chart is very earthy. So I'm very into crystals and stones, and I'm country. So I'll be mispronouncing regular words, but it's just so amazing to me how people can be so versatile. You can come into a space of so much structure and having to do what everybody says that you have to do and not being able to express yourself, to be able to come, and completely express yourself in a way I haven't seen too often, and you're being able to be very successful with this. Okay. So when you think about, the ultimate person that you want to wear your fashions, describe that person.
I got a few actually, and I was just talking to my cousin about this not too long ago. So that must be a sign.
Yes,
and,
synchronicity.
Yeah, manifest it for sure. Like honestly, I could definitely see my number one would be Kendrick Lamar in his camp. I love the Dreamville team, J. Cole, for sure. I am from North Carolina, so I always gonna rock with Cole. That's my dude. That's my nigga.
Yeah. And, what's up, J. Cole?
Yeah, for sure.
Holla at me. I got a crooked smile too.
You did. So, like,
I love you,
Dreamville.
J. Cole.
Ari Lennox, you know what I mean? Her.
What does she have that? shape of your
Yeah.
baby. I'm all about being moisturized. That's my favorite compliment. If I really like you, then I'll tell you, you look very moisturized today. You know, like I love that song. She's absolutely gorgeous, you know. Yes, definitely. So I could see all the kind of neo soul type of people. I could see Badu, you
I was just
know.
about to say that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I feel all of that. And also too, what I think is really great about whenever you're building a brand is not just thinking about the influence that it can have and the popularity here in America, but it's like this brand can be popular all over the world, especially with the Arabic words. You know, Islam, you know, Alhamdulillah, Islam is very popular in the entire world. It's one of the biggest religions. You know, every continent has lots of Muslims. So this is something that is not just something you can sell here in the States, but also in the entire world, right?
Yeah,
Do you do online sales?
I do. I do have an online store. It is maktubap.org. So you can check that out, or you can go to my Instagram and check out the link. I don't know if you guys are going to drop my Instagram.
Yeah, we're definitely going to put information on there, but you can say it out loud because some people are watching it and they literally pause it and go with it because they've told me they go to the Instagram page right
Okay.
now. So go ahead and shout it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Maktub underscore apparel, but it's apparel with two A's. So APPAAREL.
So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and check it out. Follow him. I follow him as well. You know, shoot him a DM and tell him that we think your clothes are cute, boy. Hello.
No, absolutely. I mean, all the support would be very much appreciated. You know, like I said, it's not for everybody, but it's for those that can catch the message and like that can relate. You know what I mean? So
Yes, positivity, putting positive vibes out there into the universe and being able to support, you know, Black business, being able to support people in your community. And at the end of the day, yes, we love all the big brand names, but at the end of the day, them niggas kind of got enough money. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas kind of been,
no, they really
you
do.
know, they just
That's
kind
what I
of
mean,
been
like spread that shit out.
doing the same thing over and over again. Like every fucking pair of Tory Burch shoes I have look the exact same. You know,
Yeah.
and with me, I'm such a unique person. I'm so out there, you know, even with me and like my racial mix, you just don't meet people every day that are half Middle Eastern and half Black, you know, Black and white's been done, Black and Hispanic's been done. We know, but like for me, even when 9/11 happened, it was crazy. They were spray painting racial slurs on our door, calling us saying N-words, you know? But it's all good. I'll be that. You see these Arab eyes? You see these cheekbones? Yeah, and you see this Arab money, okay? You see this square jawline and this long neck. Hey, mom, thank you. Huh? You know? So for me personally, like I literally am going to be passing this out to my siblings, okay? To the people in my community, you know, my uncles and everybody, because it's something that resonates so personally with me, you know? And I always say like that I'm Black and Asian and that people don't understand because they have such a hard time with geography, you know, because my bloodline is Iranian, Persian. So like I'll tell people, yeah, I'm Black and Asian when they ask, why don't you mix with as if they're business, you know, and they're always so confused, you know. But I like the fact that, you know, there's something that is, I feel like is for me and it's special because I've never had special things. I've always been very, very confused, you know, in life because of the mix of blood that I have, right? So I wanted to expand more, you know, on you personally, because I want the people to know about you, because there's literally some things, people that I've worked with when I knew who they were and I knew their story and I was able to resonate with them or just be like, damn, I want to see this nigga win. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I also want to show some of your fashions. I'm gonna want to bring them up and show them for people to see. And after we take a break, because we have to pay our bills, okay? Because we said we got that Arab money. So we're gonna pay our bills, you know, make sure that we take care of all that, and then we're going to come back after the break and continue on Sit Down Heaux. Let me talk to you real quick here on Afrovibes TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sit Down Heaux. Let me talk to you real quick here on Afrovibes TV. I'm your host, Christin, and I'm still up here kicking it with my player partner, homie, Raw, with Maktub Fashions. You see how we doing up in her? So earlier we talked about you being in the military, okay? So, and you being from North Carolina. So when did you join the military?
So I joined the military back in 2014 while I was in college. And then I ended up commissioning as a Army officer in 2012.
Wow, you're an officer? That's
No,
amazing.
2016. That's when I commissioned.
Yeah, that's
Graduated,
really good. Yes, my sister's husband is an officer, And I don't know if he still is, but did she have to go all these classes and stuff too?
Yeah,
To
like
be officer's wife and all this?
oh nah, see, I wasn't married.
Uh,
Not when I commissioned.
yeah,
First.
yeah. But it was crazy that she had to do all that. You know, I was just like, "Are you serious, girl? You ain't." And then she would always talk, "We in the military." Who was we, girl? You know, you ain't in no military.
Politics is very political in the military, especially like when you come in with some rank or like you got rank, it get real political, and I think that's like where the conflict started with me personally.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, I can imagine that. But what did you learn in your military career that helped you when you came into being a fashion designer?
Discipline and being able to like stay consistent without seeing like an initial like payoff.
Mm.
You get me? Because I mean, being in the military, like you get your ass beat all the time as far as just like getting up early, rucking, PT tests, deploying, waking up, coming back. So and you don't see the initial success, but when you come home from deployment, you got a whole bunch of money in your bank account, you got some muscle on you, you feel me? So it's like a compound interest.
Yes.
So that's like the main things, and just learning how to maneuver in different rooms, talk to different people, and understand like personalities.
Yeah, that's something that is a great lesson for people to learn. And it's something I was even discussing with friends a couple of weeks ago. A lot of young people nowadays, they want it now, 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 now. It's like, okay, I want to go from high school graduate to CEO.
Yeah.
They don't understand that there's levels to this shit. You
Yeah.
know, and they just like for you to be able to say, yeah, I learned in the military, and sometimes you have to wait for your return on investment.
Mhm.
You know, that the things that you're doing now today, even if you don't see what they're translating into as success today, just keep on the path and you'll get to, use your rewards and, be able to see and touch your success at a later time period.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to help you to be successful.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So as far as your designs and everything go, like, do you do go to a special place? Like, what do you do when you're getting into a creative space to say, I'm going to create a new fashion?
Well, yeah, it's a couple different things that I won't say, but
No, say it. I want to hear it.
yeah, not today.
Okay.
Maybe another time.
Will you tell me off camera?
Yeah, I'll tell you off camera for
Okay.
sure. Yeah. But generally it's just like an inspiration. Like I kind of go through points like throughout the day, the week, monthly, where I just reflect on a lot of shit, and like it just comes in like through a quote. And then from a quote I start playing with designs, and then next thing you know, I just like I got something I could put on a shirt, or like a design I could put on a jacket, a hoodie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I come together. It's just like inspiration of like what I've been through in life and how I want to kind of display that.
Yes, like
Yeah.
what experience that you had in life
Mhm.
you're taking from it. Even when my life, I'm such a positive person. Like I always have a positive perspective. I try to only say things that serve me.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens in my life, I'm gonna spin it to how it's a positive thing.
Mhm.
Like I've been married a lot of times and divorced a lot of times, and girls would be like, "Yeah, well, I can't believe you've been divorced. Are you sad?" I said, "No." I said, "Some bitches ain't got one husband. And I'm about to get another one probably." You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm lit. I ain't asked them niggas for shit. They got down on one knee and asked me. You feel me?
Mhm.
So what somebody else make, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm divorced. I'm like, nah, let's see who else. Who else wants it? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I gotta get a bigger ring this time. So it's so great for you to be able to take situations in life and translate it,
Yeah.
right? And I love all the fashions, but the one that I'm wearing right now, I actually chose it prior to him coming.
Yes, you did.
I mean, y'all, he is so professional. Like he works so well. He's not a weird boy. He's not a creep squad. He's not ill spoken or having. Sometimes people can't even form sentences, child. So working with him, me and my manager think he's wonderful and very professional, and that says a lot about somebody. That when they can conduct business and speak. But I like this one because of the design. So I'm gonna turn around so you because y'all can't see the back of the shirt, which is totally beautiful. And I want you to explain to me like how you came up with this design.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for displaying that. Really, Maktub, like it has a lot to do with like the moon and shit like that. Like I feel like it just captures a part of the brand. So like that's kind of where you get the moon. And just like black women, like I have a lot of strong black women in my family, and a lot of like black women that like influence me, like show me like how it is for a woman and how to be strong. So with that being said, a lot of these women are strong, black, successful women, and I see what that can do for a man.
Absolutely.
And that's how like the quote came together, because the quote is, "It is the women who make some men succeed where others fail," and that is an African proverb. But I think that's the truth, because like even looking at my stepmom, my father's relationship, my stepmom carried him a lot, not just like not in like finances, you know what I mean? She had her own for sure. Like she did like great things in the FBI, you know, and stuff like that. But when she retired, you know, he took care of like all the manly shit, you get me? But like the shit she did behind the scenes, nobody would ever know. Like, damn, he was so strong. It's because
Mm-hmm.
she was there,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
It's very true. I have a really good friend of mine who has a husband, and they've been married for years. They're beautiful together. They have beautiful children, everything, big, beautiful house in Pearland. And very recently, she shared with me that her husband had been incarcerated for a very long time when she met him. She had to pay all the bills. She did all these things for him, and nobody ever knew. I didn't think that any of my sister homegirl friends were going to be feeling the fact that I was helping this man rehabilitate and take care of him. He moved in my house. I paid all the bills, everything, but literally that's what he needed in order to get back to the space he needed to be in life. The healing touch of that woman and the support of that woman. Like, I'm a felon, I can't really get a job. I make $10 an hour and I got a kid. And for her to say, it's okay, I'm going to be here with you because you give me the things, that some of these niggas with money can't.
Yeah.
You love me, you support me, I can depend on you, and you want better for yourself.
Yeah.
So, that's why I love this message. And even, in my own situation, I have so many friends, even that are currently incarcerated or have been incarcerated. And like when they get out of prison, it's like they meet a woman who loves them and uplifts them,
Yeah.
And I truly believe, I'm not saying that men can't be successful without a woman,
Yeah.
right?
No.
But any motherfucker in this world who's ever done shit, whether good or bad, and been powerful, had a bitch behind him, straight up and down.
For sure.
We were just
Every
watching
time.
the documentary this morning about Julius Caesar. Everything that Julius Caesar implemented, we still do to this day. The days of the week, the time, and everything. And none of that came about until he went up to Africa and got that black Cleopatra pussy, came on down with all the energy, all the knowledge, and changed the fucking world,
That's
and
changed your life.
yeah, and that's a good side. But what about the negativity? Hitler. He had Ava Braun behind him too, That he never married her, kept her in the basement, locked away, but that bitch was in his ear telling him shit and probably putting that old German pussy on him too, So
That was very much I like that.
Thank you.
Great history lesson. I didn't.
Yes.
Very informative.
Yes, I'm telling you, like I love history. Like I minored in history, and like I'm just well traveled. I just love monarchs, love old shit.
Yeah.
When the queen died, I kind of cried a little bit. Even though I didn't like the bitch, didn't know the bitch, but I'm like, damn, she was a queen. You know what I'm saying? Like of the Windsor dynasty. So I'm just really into those things. So the message behind this shirt, I love. I know so many women that are gonna want to purchase this shirt but because of that, and even men that want to purchase it for their woman.
They should.
Yeah, exactly. Get your money up, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Don't ask for a discount.
Don't ask for a discount. We don't do discounts. We do full price. Okay. Don't ask me for a discount. Don't ask me for a discount. Okay. We want to pay full price and send a tip while you're at it. Let's do it.
I received that.
Yes, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay. So I love all these things. And you said that you were okay. So I'm going to show some of the designs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this one here, Maktub. Let's look. Oh, and this is what is this? The eye of Horus?
Yeah, it is.
I have that in my house too. A picture
I got
of the eye of
it already.
Horus.
I got a whole like leg sleeve dedicated to like.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
so
artwork.
my son is on my thigh as Tutankhamun.
You told me.
Yes. So what the saying on this one is?
So pretty much it just says the greatest battle one can fight is one within thyself, and like at the top is internal warfare. So I mean, honestly, what that means for me is just like everybody's fighting a battle out here. You know what I mean? That's why you try to be nice to as many people as you can. At least that's how I feel. That's why I open the door for people. You know what I mean? That's why I smile when I know how to. But everybody got their own shit going on. Everybody got their own cross to bear. So the best thing you can do is like focus on you and like beat yourself. You know what I mean? Not in the sense of like, negatively, but like learning yourself enough to know like when you're triggered, like how can I move forward? Like this shit is
getting to know yourself and loving yourself. Like I went through a spiritual transformation, a few years back, and I was like, let me stop blaming other people and see what's wrong with me. Instead of saying, oh, I'm mad because of this person. Why does this person affect me? Having that kind of we call it, in the spiritual world, facing your shadow self. Coming in like literally, if I look at someone and I think something negative about that person, it's only because I'm seeing that part of me. You know what I mean? So I love that message. Like you have to work within yourself. You cannot drink from an empty cup.
Mm.
You cannot understand others if you don't understand yourself. You cannot love others if you don't love yourself. And that's why I love this brand so much, is because it's constantly a reminder. You know, it's constantly, if you put this on, people will ask you about it, talk to you about it. It's so unique. It's not something you see every day. I know I'm going to wear this shirt for the rest of the day. It was a little chilly out anyway, and I had this on. I'm about to go out, and I bet you that people are going to ask me,
Yeah.
what is this? Because it's such a conversation starter. And then words are spells. So the more that you talk about it, the more you put it out there, the more people are going to be reminded of it. And all energy never dies. It only transfers. We keep putting the positive energy out there. It's going to combat the negative energy. And working on yourself is like one of the hardest things to do.
It really is. And like, truth be told, I mean, I'm still working on myself every day. You know what I mean? I'm getting better with time. So, you know, that's just the evolution right now. And this is the vessel where I choose to like create. And it's not the only one, it's not the last one. So I just always look forward to like evolving. Like, this is just one thing that I really am putting in motion from like who I am.
Yeah.
So,
Do you have, so with your fashion line, are there any new ideas or any new types of clothes or new branding or new ventures that you have coming up in the future that you're thinking of expanding your brand into?
yeah. So I mean, I'm getting into like the fashion shows, and like honestly, I like the fashion shows just because like when I went to my first one in Dallas, shout out to the Bureau Fashion
Bureau
uh,
fashion?
for sure. So when I got there, like it's just like a vibe, you know what I mean? Like it makes you feel good and it don't feel like work. You know what I mean? That's what I've been chasing for real. Because after the military, like I just wanted to be free in the sense of like creativity, do what I want. If I wanted to smoke weed, I could, you know, etc.
Yeah.
And be in my space. So being there is kind of just like, oh, now I finally get like what they mean when they say find something you would do for free.
Exactly, exactly. And I want everyone to feel that way. And I've transitioned that space, you know. I never thought that I'd be in a space of I get to sit around and talk shit to people or talk shit about people or whatever, and I'm gonna get paid for it. You know, when I go to work, especially when I film like on the dating show, I'm just feeling like I'm over here and I can't believe I can't believe I'm getting checked for this. I'm just having fun, you know, and I want everyone to feel that way, you know, and I'm so happy that you're able to start tapping into this area of your life. And that is what your focus and your goal is like, when I'm making money, I'm happy, I feel good. And I'm never like, oh my God, I got to clock into work today. Like coming here to film the show is like, oh, like, yes, I'm lit. I get shirt, I get to meet some people, some, you know, entrepreneurs, they're lit, you know, so it's a great thing. So I'm so excited that I got to meet you. I'm so excited that you shared your brand with me, and we want to give a special shout out to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Let everybody know he over here doing big things, so you don't have to do it. North Carolina, come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Push it around your head, spinning like a helicopter. What is it, P.D. Pablo? Who is that?
Yes, PD Pablo.
Yes.
Shout out to PD Pablo.
P.D. Pablo, North Carolina. Shout out to the color light blue. You know what I'm saying? This is so great. We're going to have to do it again.
Hey, shout out to the DMV as well, too. I got family ties out there for sure.
Yes, we're in Houston, so there's a Houston Dallas beef, but we like them. They're north. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's a Houston thing, but we do love DFW. Hello Dallas Cowboys fans. Okay, but and the fashion show is there, right? And you have a fashion show coming up in
LA.
So stay tapped into that. Follow him, okay? We have to do it again. But until next time here on Afrovibes TV, it's your girl Christin signing off here on Sit Down Heaux. Let me talk to you real quick.